Hi, my name is Steve Lewis. Welcome to fitforfunction.com.au. Today we're going to look at training the foot and ankle. The foot and the ankle are the first thing to pretty much hit the ground in any upright function. Whether it's walking, whether it's running, whether it's jumping, twisting or turning. We need to have the correct motion and the correct control of motion at the foot and ankle so that the rest of the system can load effectively and properly, efficiently and safely. So today we're going to look at my feet, not particularly pretty things to look at, but we're going to look at them so that we can get an appreciation and understanding of the motions that are needed in order for the foot and ankle to be successful so that the rest of the body can also be successful. If we train the foot and ankle correctly, this will go a long way to help to prevent problems with the knees, particularly ACL problems, MCL problems, problems with the lower back, and just general problems in terms of stiffness and tightness and mobility and balance. If we can train the foot in 3 planes of motion, utilising the principles of function, then we're going to be in a much better place than if we just utilise 1 plane of motion and just train in 1 angle of axis. So let's take the next couple of minutes to take a look at my as I say, ugly feet, and we're going to look at a unilateral balance training method and particularly talk about the motions that are there. Okay, let's do it. So, if I stand here on my right foot, the first thing I need to do, you see, if I stand here, is I need the ability to be able to balance. So, sometimes I need to balance in the sagittal plane, so I can use a forward reach with my foot in order to get dorsiflexion. So if I go from the side there, you can see we get that ankle motion. Another motion that we can do here is if I was to go out to 45 to 90 degrees, which is going to help drive some eversion of that foot, which is also going to drive that knee in a little bit, but that's perfectly normal motion. It's how well I can control that motion which is critical. Okay. Then I can also create the rotation. So we're getting rotation of that ankle joint, and then the foot has to respond and go through the motions that it needs to do in order to be successful and to load some of the calf complex. I can then also go into a position going backwards, which is in essence going to use less ankle motion and bring a little bit more hip motion, but still there is an element of sagittal plane ankle motion there. And again, if I used to go into the frontal plane the other way, I can drive my ankle out this way. Again, I need the ability to be able to control that. And my calf and my hip are working very dynamically together and in a sequence to do that successfully. I can also rotate around and return to get internal rotation at that ankle joint and to drive into some supination at the foot. Again, very important motions needed at the foot and ankle in order to be successful. So as you can see, foot and ankle, it doesn't just work in a straight line. Often we'll see people stretching their calf in a straight line. They'll do calf raises, but what they're not fully appreciating is that first of all the calf decelerates motion before it then accelerates motion. It works in 3 planes of motion in conjunction with the body weight, ground reaction force, gravity, momentum, and it also reacts to subconscious motion and movement and ties in very, very closely and directly depends upon good motion at the mid-tarsal joint, subtalar joint, and also at the hip. Thanks for watching another edition of Fit for Function. My name's Steve Lewis. I'll see you again soon.